man, game time is approaching very fast. Hard. The nerves are starting to finally kick in for me. I know. Earlier, Kendall off on the side chat was talking to us and is asking how we felt about this game. I said, I'm not nervous, but I'm not 110% confident. It's just something in the middle. But now the nerves are starting to kick in hard. I mean, it's just because today, week 14, has been a crazy, crazy storyline. I believe there's two teams that went scoreless. I mean, two games, Harv, two games that went scoreless in the first half. That hasn't happened in 4 years.
That's crazy, man. But, I thought it was a weird comment that I think it was a 49ers fan. I don't know what his name was, 49ers 52255 or whatever. It was weird, and it's almost like an eerie feeling, right? He says a lot of good teams are going to lose today. That was it. And I don't know if he has a crystal ball or not or what, but man, a lot of good teams did lose today. I'll tell you what, it's crazy.
It really did, man. But let's go ahead and talk. Let's go ahead and talk about this game, Harv, and let's simplify it for everyone, right? That's chiming in. And of course, if you're new to the Cowboys Cast, please subscribe. Help us grow. We're trying to hit 1,000. We're almost there. I believe we're about 61 subs away, Harv, from hitting 1,000. It'd be great. It'd be great to hit that milestone. Help us get there. Of course, when we do, we have a couple of gifts that we're going to be handing out. We have a True Brand cap that we're going to be handing out to you guys. Of course, just make sure you're public so we can see who it is when we put you in the drawing. You can definitely have a chance to win that cap. It is a cap to have. But let's go ahead and talk about it, Harv. I mean, when we talk about Cowboys Eagles, I mean, it kind of gets ugly. It gets real nasty sometimes, Harv. The two fan bases is clearly they don't like each other. The two fan bases.
No, they don't, man. It's I'll tell you this much. I'll leave it and I'll let you understand and everybody understand what it means. The Eagles have a bus when they play the Cowboys that says the Dallas Cowboys effing suck.com. I think that's what it says on the bus. And it drives all around Philly. That tells you it's the Super Bowl for them every time they play the Cowboys.
Hey, not only that, but on Twitter, you can see the beef is real, man. The content creators are, of course, Cowboys, there's a ton of content creators, and we highly suggest that you go out there and go subscribe, man. Subscribe to J Tuck, man. J Tuck's been on with us.
Yeah,
he's been on with us, man. He's an awesome guy. He's showed us up, so he's given us some key pointers and helped us out along the way. Go follow all the Cowboys content creator. I mean, there's a plethora, but there's also some out there. We know Philly. I know Philly Mike personally. He's a cool dude. He's an Eagles content creator, but dang, the beef between them on Twitter, you can see it, Harv. I mean, it's crazy, man.
It's real, man. It is. It's just it gets nasty, man, for sure.
Mike Porsche says week 14 is epic. It really is epic, man. It's good for football. It really is good for football.
Yeah.
And I know he's an Eagles fan. I'm sorry. He's an Eagles fan, but he's one that brings the context, right? He's not just saying Bird Gang or you know what I'm saying? Like, because Bird Gang kind of sounds like Niner Gang, and Niner Gang kind of sounds like Bird Gang. It's weird. Like, okay, are the Eagles fan bases trying to mimic or copy that of the 49ers? I just don't understand the where the whole gang thing got started. But I mean, right now the 49ers are taking care of business right now against the Seahawks, of course, but we got the Cowboys versus we got the Eagles coming into Dallas, Harv. This is a big game, and it's very huge. Like I said, my nerves are coming in. What are your thoughts right now before the game even gets started?
I've actually tried to do everything but think about the game all day. I've been trying to figure out what to do. I actually just made cronuts. I don't know if you ever had a cronut. A croissant donut.
Okay. I forget that you are the chef. Thomas of what is it?
Vaquera.
We're winning tonight. Here we good, right?
Let's go, baby.
We appreciate the comment. Please subscribe. Help us reach the 1,000 on our YouTube page, please. We got TikTok. There's a Bird Gang all day by a Floridian kid. Nelson Lara 247. The Cowboys have not been America's team for over 30 years. Sound I don't know that it's kind of hard when we're always on the media, mainstream media all year round, and we're the ones who are giving you content. Glenn 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 Smith is giving his prediction. Boys 37, Birds 29. Final. Dak 388 passing yards. Whoa. Floridian kid says that he's Bleed Green Nation. Okay, that sounds a lot better than the Bird Gang. Let me see here. Nelson Lot. There's a Melissa Mata. They are my team. They have been since I was 10. Nobody cares what you think, bruh. Nelson Lotta says, "Bang bang, Eagles gang." Oh my god,
No, bro, that ain't it. I'll be
dude,
honest. That
they're,
ain't.
they're
That
not.
is
They're not
not
original.
it.
They're not
That's
original.
not it.
Catures. Hey, Browntown in the house.
Brownstown, baby. Let's go.
He goes. You. He's responding back to. You really don't know what you're talking about. Cowboys have always been America's team. I love it, man. I love it when, especially when people try to make it personal with you, and they always say that we haven't been America's team. It's clear that they wish their team was America's team, but you know, the only way their team can stay relevant is whenever they're making, whenever they're going to face off against the Cowboys, and they get a little bit of airtime, Harv, because nobody ever hears their stuff. George from the RGV.
Let's go, George.
Hey, George, go and subscribe, man, to our YouTube channel. Help us get to 1,000. What he says, the defense needs to step up and stop Hurts. Yes, I think it's immediately the key to success in this game. Harv, what do you think?
What'd you say? Say it again.
He says the defense needs to step up and stop Hurts.
Yep, that's the biggest thing, man. I think you heard Nick Bosa say it, man. Keep Hurts contained, and that'll win you the game.
What do you say? He says, is it Aleo or Aleo? Says statement game. Can't wait to see Bland. Woo! And hey now says always losing on mainstream media. Well, I don't know how you can lose when their credibility sometimes is out the door. Nelson Lotta 247. The Cowboys have been stinking for over 30 years. Snook Bite, low IQ people love Dallas over a star. Tweezy says, "Go Eagles." Yeah, a bunch of people chiming in right now on TikTok. Yeah. Hey, all those names that I mentioned, go and follow them. Help them reach 1K on TikTok. Mike Borchetta, who needs to win this game more? It's a great question, Harv. It's a great question.
The Cowboys, man. The Cowboys they have to win this game because they want to stay in the race to hopefully get the number 1 seed. Yeah, I would say you could say that's kind of far-fetched, but you never know in this NFL. Look at all the games that happened today that everybody thought were going to win. You don't know what's going to happen, man. You really don't know if the Niners might lose another one. If the Eagles lose tonight, what if the Eagles lose another one and the Cowboys don't? You just don't know. And at the end of the day, I think the Cowboys do need this one more than anybody else.
I mean, I think you're right on this one, Harvey. I think the Cowboys they need to win a little bit more, but it would be unfortunate for the Eagles to drop 2 in a row. So I think that it's just important to the Eagles, and of course they'll give them the bragging rights over us all the rest of the season. Jose Garcia. He goes, saludos de Texas. Go Cowboys.
Let's go, baby.
Michael Cox. Round of applause for any names that we have noticed. New, man. Hey, please subscribe, man. We appreciate the Cowboys' love today in the YouTube, man. It's nice to see some new names that are what is it? Sean Mayab on Facebook. He goes, we have to start fast 100%. When we start fast, we get a rhythm on offense. I think we should come out, hurry up right off the rip, get the defense on their heels, and let's go Cowboys.
I couldn't have said it any better, man.
I
I
mean,
couldn't have said it any
I
better.
mean, we do have a little bit of a, we're gonna start off right, and let's go ahead, Harvey, before we get back to the comments and whatnot. But let's go ahead and start off. It's a huge game. Let's not beat around the bush. This is a big game, I think, for both teams, and especially for the NFC. You're talking about the strength of the NFC, and you're talking about the Cowboys heading into a very stretch of tough games. It will be the Buffalo Bills next, and of course the Dolphins, and then the Lions. So it's very important to get these wins right now. Right now, the Cowboys hold the fifth seat. They hold the fifth seat right now. They did have some stronger suitors right behind them, but I think the Cowboys, like you said, like everybody's already kind of chimed in. But let's go ahead and start off, Carp, in this matchup. You got the Eagles offensive line versus the Cowboys defensive line, man. So tell me, who do you like in this matchup? Eagles offensive line versus the Cowboys defensive line.
Man, that's a hard one.
It's tough, man.
I can't get a draw? Can I get a draw?
Okay, how about this? How about the Cowboys offensive line versus the Eagles defensive line?
I think and this is not, you got to think about what happened last time. I don't think Steele played very well. And I think they're going to redeem themselves this game. So I would probably take the Cowboys offensive line versus the defensive line. And Sweat's not playing.
I will tell you this. The one thing that I did notice when you go back, Harv, and you're actually like just paying attention, is Tyler Smith is damn good, Harv. He is just, I think he should be and he definitely should be. I'm giving praise where praise is due. He needs to be in all pro consideration, not just Pro Bowl. I think he's played phenomenal. The way he handled Jalen Carter in the last game, Harv, I mean, he was sitting Jalen Carter down, Harv. I mean, Jalen Carter is what pick was he? What was he pick? He was the 10th pick in this year's draft class. Tyler Smith was what pick was he? 26 last year?
26 or 24th, yeah.
So just saying, when you look at the when you bounce it out, you got Tyler Smith playing at a very strong level, and then you got Tyron Smith on offense on passing downs. Harv, he looks money, man. I mean, he's money. Terrence Steele had a couple. Yeah, you're right. Terrence Steele did have a few miscues in that game, but it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't to the degree that we've seen. I think sometimes when you look at it, a little bit of Tyler Biadasz was lost in that game too. And Zach Martin had a couple steps here and there, but overall, I give me the Cowboys offensive line over this Eagles defensive line. Let's get back to the Eagles offensive line right now versus the Cowboys defensive line. Okay, I know it's kind of hard, but let's just say they take the advice that was given by Nick Bosa, and the Cowboys make the adjustment. And let's just say Micah's not lined up over Lane Johnson all the time, and he's able to move around. Who do you like better now?
I'd probably take the Cowboys defensive line.
All right. Okay. So right now, you know what?
But it's not easy. It's not easy.
It's not. But you know what? I'm gonna be a bit biased. So I don't care, because this is the Cowboys cast and not East West football. And I'm gonna say, give me the Cowboys defensive line versus this Eagles offensive line. When you look at it, I think Lane Johnson, I think he's still coming off, and he's a little rusty, Harv, and it just doesn't look good right now, Harv.
Yeah.
Moving on. Let me see. Anybody else? What? Okay. Snook Bite says Goddard is back. Can't spy Jalen the same as San Francisco did. Hey, we understand, but how healthy is he? Let's see what Sean has to say. They need the win to shed this funk of not being able to beat good teams. The dumb penalties have to stop tonight. If they continue to get penalized, it is going to haunt us, kill us, kill our drives, and get us behind the chains. Sean, you are money, man. Back-to-back comments, man. Round of applause. No. I think exactly what you said right now is exactly the situation at hand. I think, like you said, first off, I like how you said the Cowboys need to start off fast. So if they have the ball, they need to score a touchdown fast and be able to keep the gas pedal on this Eagles team. Harv, let's talk about Dak Prescott. Okay, how about we talk about Jalen Hurts and his wide receivers versus the Cowboys secondary. Who do you like in that matchup?
Cowboy secondary.
Cowboys secondary?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The only thing is
With
that
Bland
Devontae
and
Smith.
Gilmore.
The thing is that Devontae Smith knows how to get behind people sometimes, Harv.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Like, if you go back, how many yards did Jalen Hurts? What did Devontae Smith do last game against us?
He just had that one touchdown. Just that one touchdown. He really wasn't a big factor in that game. Even AJ, even AJ, I mean, he was able to get some break away some big plays on us, but he wasn't able to really put a mark on this game, so to say.
So I will tell you that I know it was kind of a quick decision, but the reason I say that is because AJ Brown only had 66 yards. Devontae Smith had 51. You know, I think what killed us more than anything was Jalen Hurts getting out of the pocket at crucial times.
Yeah,
That's
because
what killed us.
Jalen Hurts had what 207 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. Um,
207 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and 36
he
yards rushing.
he scored a touchdown
Yeah.
with his touch push, and Kenneth
But
Gainwell scored one, and then it
the
was
thing
Devontae
is,
Smith and AJ
when
Brown getting
when
one.
he ran though, it was at critical times for a first down. And that's what killed us. So I take the secondary, Cowboy secondary.
That boy JD says need help. Do I start Pollard or Mostert? And don't ask a Cowboys. Don't ask Cowboys Nation. That we're gonna tell you go. We're gonna tell you go Pollard every time. Because Harv, I think it was you. I think the last time you said Pollard needs to get outside, and this will tire out every defensive line, right? Like if you can
Yeah.
get Pollard, and we've been noticing
And
those
it's
changes.
funny that guess what the Niners did?
They did the exact same
They
thing.
did the exact same thing. I'm not talking about just sweeps. I'm talking about off tackle. Go outside, man, on these guys, and you'll see the Niners just shredded them when they did that. They got shredded, man. And those defensive linemen, I'm talking about specifically interior defensive tackles, they got tired, man. They got gassed.
They did. I actually like. I know. I'm gonna say this. I think AJ Brown and Devontae Smith are great wide receivers. The one thing that I thought was I didn't think it was a real thing, but AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts, how good is their how good of of a chemistry do they have right now, Harv? Because I've seen,
Not as good as last year.
and not only that, but we've seen some sideline things too happening.
Yeah,
Like,
not as good as last year.
let's be honest. We've seen the little sideline happen. The little sidelines. You can see Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown are arguing. They're fighting. That's not good, man. So go ahead and give me the Cowboy secondary. Sean says we had them stopped on third down on two TD drives,
Yep.
and we gave them a first down with penalties. You're absolutely right, man. Those penalties, man. I feel like it's been like 3 years now with penalties, and Mike McCarthy just talking about it. Let's see if they make those adjustments today. And you're absolutely right. Start fast. And of course, like you said, don't give up these penalties, and we're good. We can play our game, and we'll be all right. All right, Harv. Who do you like better, Dak Prescott and his wide receivers versus or the Eagles secondary?
I'd have to go with Dak, man. And that's you guys are probably like, man, this guy's a homer. Dak went 29 for 44, 370 yards, 3 touchdown interceptions. D was 191 for 11. Jake Ferguson, and that's Brandon Cooks only had 1 catch, and he's been tearing it up ever since that game. So, I think that was easy.
I mean, it's hard, right? Because we really do try sound like homers, man.
But so I will tell you also, they went after Byard, right? The safety. There's a reason
Correct.
for that, right? There, Ricks made this team, right? Is it Elijah Ricks? He made this team, and he's a rookie, undrafted, right? If I'm not, is it my mistaken, or did he get drafted? I don't remember if he got drafted or not. And
What?
then they
What was the
got
name of the player?
like, is it Ricks, the cornerback, the rookie?
Oh, Eli Ricks. No, he went
Eli Ricks
undrafted, and they picked him up.
and drafted. So that tells you something about the secondary. The other thing is you got to talk about Shaq Leonard.
This is
He
his
went
first
there,
game.
and you're talking about and this is the thing about the secondary. I include the linebackers as well. For only reason is they have to go into pass coverage as well. Shaq Leonard, if he's on the field and he's playing coverage, it ain't it.
Well, I was gonna ask. The next question was gonna be, who do you like better? The Cowboy? You like Tony Pollard, right? Because right now it's Tony Pollard and a little bit of a sprinkle of Rico Dowdle. Versus, do you like them or do you like the Eagles linebackers? And then the follow up question was gonna be, do you like the Cowboys linebackers versus the what is
Well,
it? Kenneth Gainwell, all the little Swift and
yeah.
all them.
So the linebacker, I don't know if it's linebackers because to be honest, is the Eagles second linebackers really that good, or is it their defensive tackles?
I mean, from some of the Eagles content creators that were on Twitter, they were saying that the linebackers they had the week before Harv, that they were delivering pizza.
So there you go. I think it's these defensive tackles, man, that help out those linebackers a lot.
Well, definitely your defense tackles are going to help out as much as they can. Last one, Harv. Last one, and I think we're going to have a short kickoff today. Mike McCarthy versus Nick Sirianni, Harv. Who do you like better today calling this crucial game?
I'm not gonna lie, man. I like Nick Sirianni.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I think he's a really smart coach. He makes the right decisions most of the time. If you were to compare him between Mike McCarthy, I'm talking about situational football, right? Mike McCarthy has made a lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes. There's a reason why the Eagles win their games that they're not supposed to win. And there's a reason the Cowboys lose games and they're not supposed to, but they still lose them anyways.
Harv, I understand what you're saying.
Mike
Well,
McCarthy
Mike
has put this
McCarthy
team.
just had surgery and just came out of the hospital, and he's gonna be coaching tonight. We gotta give credit to where credit is due, man. Talk about want to be fully in control of his career, and that's what he is.
His
I
job
understand
is
what
on the
you're,
line.
I understand what you're saying, but I am starting to buy into what Mike McCarthy has been talking about all off season. We're starting to see it all unfold. I'll tell you this: if they get Dak involved in the Russian attack, I'm sorry, game over. I'm sorry, game over. Eagles. I'll tell you this: Mike McCarthy is going to keep on cooking it up. I don't like Nick Sirianni personally. I think he's too emotional of a leader. Mike McCarthy, on the other hand, has been doing this, and he's showing us the layout and what he's doing going forward. I understand what you're saying because we see Kyle Shanahan has a very disciplined 49ers team, and we don't see them making penalties. In fact, we see them make just scoring and stopping the other teams from scoring, which is exactly the Cowboys' potential if the coaching staff would get them ready just a bit better. Mark Wayne says Eagles linebacker is the weakest area on Philly's defense, but still better than most.
Because of their defensive tackles.
They've done a
Take those
great job.
defensive tackles away, man. I don't think they're that good, those linebackers. Honestly.
They
I really
will.
don't think they're that good.
DC for Life says he went to work 3 days after his appendicitis surgery. Oh shoot.
Oh wow.
He goes, he also says, I see the haters on here again. Chef Austin says fly Eagles fly 10-3, and David Warden 232. Go please follow this guy. He's such an amazing person. Anyways, so Harv, let's go ahead and get right into it. I guess what is our predictions? This, I believe when we looked at it, it was what 51 and a half. Oh, that was the over under in this game.
Yep.
And then the Cowboys were favored by, what was it?
3.5.
3.5, I believe.
Yep.
The last game was what 20? What was that score? That score was 23-28, with the Eagles winning. Harv, what do you think?
35-17 Cowboys.
Let's go. Dak has been on fire, Harv. He has been on fire, and I think that this. When I said this is a huge game, it is a very huge game, and yes, it is the most important for the Cowboys to come away with this win. I think this is a statement game that puts you right back into the scheme of things. So this is the most important game of the Cowboys right now, because if you can beat the Eagles, right, and they beat, and I mean, we're looking right now. I haven't been able to, I have not been able to peep over, but to see, but Eagles did beat the Chiefs, Harv, the ones that beat them in the Super Bowl last year. You beat the Eagles, you can pretty much hang with anybody now in the NFC or AFC. It's a huge game, Harv.
It is. It's a huge game.
I think it's gonna be. I really do think it's gonna be a little bit closer than what we'd like. Um, I believe in this game. Cowboys 27, Eagles 24. It's just the way it's gonna go down, Harv. I think it's gonna be a little bit closer, but I think Cowboys will be able to. I hope they can pull off and just run away with it and just keep on putting the gas, right? But we'll see. Mark Wayne says it's no difference than San Francisco secondary. It's the weakest, but their line and linebackers help them.
No, no, no,
And
no, 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 no. You cannot compare Niners secondary versus the Eagles freaking linebackers. They just told y'all, man, they were delivering pizza like weeks ago. That is not the same thing. That is two different things.
well, I mean, that's kind of what the 49ers are doing. But I guess what he's trying to say is that the way Steve Wilkes has been able to
Yeah.
to
So
hide or
I
or,
get
or
I
mask.
get I get they're the weakest link, but they're not as weak as like that weak. They're not trying to get people off the couch. Secondary type. They got Travaris Ward out there. Like he's pretty damn good. So
He actually turned out to be a not too bad of a quarterback. I mean, I
even
wish
though
the
his
Cowboys,
yeah, I know.
I wish the Cowboys wouldn't have traded for that tight end. What was the tight end's name? Pringle, or I don't know.
I
It's
don't know.
not even. He's no longer with the Cowboys anymore either. Mark Wayne says Dak hasn't played a decent team yet.
Mm.
It's still debatable
The
because
Rams,
the
like the Rams,
the Rams really took it to the Ravens today. If
the number 2 team in the AFC, and they won off on a walk-off punt. So I'm just saying, man, they always say stuff like this, but I don't understand, man. This is the NFL. It's hard to win games.
well,
And then
he
if
is.
you
I think he is siding with the Cowboys. So
oh, he is?
I think he is a Cowboy.
He said Dak hasn't played a decent team yet.
Yeah, I know, but he's the one who's been saying like this is the way the Cowboys will win. He
Oh,
says
I got
Chiefs
you.
are not the same team as last year, and Philly hasn't been firing on all cylinders. That's
He's right
correct.
about
That's
that.
correct statement.
100%, man.
If you check this out on East West Football, it's exactly what we're talking about. This Chiefs team is weird right now. It's still 17-14. But dang, I think they were saying that the Chiefs right now are leading the NFL right now in drop passes. Harv, that's crazy.
That is crazy. There's
Um,
a there's a guy on TikTok. His name is Falcon Falcon.
I can see.
I
I
am
can see.
I am not a Cowboys or Eagles fan, but this will be a great game. Cowboys by 3. I like it.
Woo!
I want Falcon to come on live every time just so I can say Falcon Falcon.
Manuel Martinez says puro Dallas Cowboys with the
Let's
shades
go.
on. I love it, man. I love it. But yeah, Harv. I mean, but still, regardless, the Chiefs are defending Super Bowl champs until they've been eliminated from playoff contention. You
Yep.
still got to respect them. Patrick Mahomes is still money Mahomes, I believe. And right now, I mean, one of the best teams right now that's firing on all cylinders is the San Francisco 49ers.
Yep.
They just started a full-out brawl right now. Metcalf and Fred Warner, right? And they're still trying to clear the sidelines. That's a crazy game. But there you go. That's it for us. Harv.
Hey man, it's been good. As you guys know, um, we're trying to get to 1,000. I think Jerry said well, we're 61 away. We're not that far. We have a cap giveaway at 1,000. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, man. Help us grow to 1,000. Everybody on TikTok, man, go to YouTube and subscribe to the Cowboys Cast, man, for a chance to win that hat. And if you're not a Cowboy fan, maybe you can give it to somebody that is if you win. But no, man, always blessed to have everybody. Now that's it, man. Just happy. Time to get this game on.
Let's go. We appreciate you. We thank you. That's it for us, man.
Keep it real.